Hello darlings, how are you? Hello darlings, are you well? Today I'm talking about a question that one of our viewers has asked, and I'll tell you all about it on the other side. So one of the viewers of a video asked, and thank you for your lovely comments that come very often, and the viewer is called, and I hope I don't butcher this name, Argil Maz 7690. Okay, Argil Maz. Argil, if that's your name, and if it isn't, I apologise, has asked about, you know, the emissaries were talking about this up and coming difficult time, hard to deal with. And so Argil was asking, do they have any advice on how to get prepared? Okay, so I asked them, because I thought it was a good question. The advice that the emissaries give on getting prepared is not external, it's not physical, it's not 3D. So all of the things that they've been talking about have all been about getting your inside prepared, getting yourself strong, finding your spirituality, going inside, all of that. They said to me that they weren't experts on giving advice on the physical. The physical's not really their thing. They are spiritually oriented, you know, and kind of energetically oriented and all of that. So they said, why don't you talk from your experience? Because, you know, there's a lot more experience here on how to get prepared than we can offer. So I thought, okay, well, what I shall do is I will talk about what I've done to prepare our family for the event of anything happening that might be a bit dodgy. Okay, so the first thing I was aware of is that banks are not that trustworthy, especially at the moment, the way that they're freezing accounts, and if you try and deposit some money, they want to know where it comes from, and it's all getting a bit there in the banks. Plus, they keep shutting down, you know, all over the place. This bank collapsed, this bank collapsed. So what I realised was that probably banks aren't what we can bank on. You can take your money to the bank on that one. So I thought, well, what can I invest in? At my age, I don't want to invest in property. Why? Because I believe that everything that we have is just another weight on us, you know, it drags us down. So what I was looking for were investments that something I could put my money into that would hold its value, and that I could realise that cash quickly if I needed to. So naturally I went towards precious metals. So let me tell you what I did. So I bought gold and silver. Okay. I bought it, and the instant that I bought it, it was worth less than what I paid for it. That's the way. Why? Because I bought it and I got it delivered to my house. Okay, and I put it in the safe. So there's commission that you pay when you buy precious metals, and the commission when you add it to it, well, no, it's not worth what you paid. So let's just say, for example, let's just say that I bought £1,000 worth of gold. When I got it, it was only worth 800 because of commission. All right, I'm just giving you a figure here. However, that's fairly solid 800 pounds or dollars or whatever, it doesn't matter. That's fairly solid. It doesn't move. In fact, what's happened is that gold has shot up because you know, they talk about the BRICS and all of that, countries wanting to back their money with gold. So gold's become quite important. And so I've seen now the gold that I bought, which was probably about, I don't know, 4 years ago, maybe about 4 years ago, that has increased in value by, I think, probably about 25%. Not bad. If it had held value, I would have been cool with that, but it's increased. I bought silver, and the silver has increased. Silver's a bit wild at the moment, kind of up and down and all of that, and there's a lots of talk about silver being suppressed, you know, it's keeping the price low or whatever. It is very low priced. Anyway, I got that as well. And obviously you can buy more silver than you can buy gold, because silver is like nowhere near However, the silver's worth more as well. How much? I don't know, maybe 20% more, 15, 20%. But what I would say is in 4 years, that's not bad. It hasn't just held its price, but it's gone up. So that's what I did. I'm also looking at other things that I could invest in. For example, buying things. I know Mark Atwood, I think he was investing in whiskey. I know that you can invest in gold without having gold delivered to your house, where you have it kind of held in storage and then you can flip it around depending on the prices. You can shift it around and try and get a better deal. So there's that element. Why have I got it? I've got it so that if in the event of something weird happening, gold's been around for a long time. You know, it's a currency that has been around for a long time. And so I'm fairly confident that I can use it to get stuff if I needed to. If not, it's just a nice investment there, and it doesn't cost any it doesn't cost any energy from me. I know it's there. I don't have to look at it. You know, I don't count it every day, like touch it. But it's there. So that's one way that I got prepared. The other way, by the way, I bought some digital currency. I bought some XRP. Okay, and XRP's got, you know, loads of people were talking about it, whatever. Anyway, I bought $500 worth of XRP. That $500 worth of XRP has been worth $550, $450, and it's gone backwards and forwards, but generally it has kept its value, which is pretty good. A friend of mine, a very kind friend, gifted me $100 worth of Bitcoin. $100 a year ago. And now that is worth $240. Now that was a good investment for him. You know, I don't know how much Bitcoin he's got, but that's a good investment. That would have been good had I bought some, but I didn't. And you know why I didn't? I couldn't work out the wallet. It was all very, very complex. Anyway, just so you know that I've got a little bit, I mean, $500 worth of XRP is neither here nor there. But in the event of an emergency, that would come in handy. That would buy you a few weeks shopping, wouldn't it? So that's what I've done. What have I done in terms of my putting food in our mouths? I have got, as I've had for years, dry foods. I just keep them stocked up. Why not? Dry pasta, dry rice, lentils, you know, the pulses and stuff like that. In the event of not being able to get to the supermarket for a while, we could eat that. It would be bloody boring. However, if it's bloody boring compared to nout, then it's all right. And so we've got it there. Again, like the gold, I know it's there. I don't worry about it. Every now and again we have to change it around, but pasta lasts a long time. So does rice. So do lentils. And, you know, unless it gets damp, pretty much going to last for a long time. So I'm not really worried about that. I've got some water. Not much. But I've also got a jug that is a zero filter jug, with a filter that will filter any kind of water and leave it pure. I've got that, and it's in the cupboard, just in case. We've got our own filter. We've got a reverse osmosis filter that we've had for years, but obviously it relies on the water coming from the system. In the worst case scenario, my pool is full of water, and I've got a filter, so I can just, I've got enough water probably to last a year in my pool with that filter. So I know I'm all right with water, and I know I'm all right with food for a while, and I've got enough resources at home to be able to go out and beg farmers to give me stuff whilst I cross their palms with silver. Then I had a concern about power, because there was a lot of talk, we've been through some terribly fearful moments of, this is going to happen, the network's going to go down, all of that. So I got solar panels, and I got some solar panels with some batteries put in the house. And then I discovered that if the power goes out in the street, the solar panels don't work. And I thought, what's the point of that? So I had a word with my solar panel man, and he found a little switch that when the power goes out, it automatically switches over to the batteries. So I know that in the worst case scenario, if there's no power, I've got battery power. If it's sunny, and it's sunny here in Spain in most of the year, then at least I'm going to have some power. So power, food, water, finances. That's all I've done. I haven't got these stocks, these army stocks of like, food you can eat for 3 months and all of that. I haven't done anything like that. I've just done some very basic things, just in case. And if it doesn't happen, and my gut feel is that is not. My gut feel is that, hey, we might have a couple of dodgy moments. We might have a reduction in what's available, perhaps. But I always think of it this way. Can you imagine, here in Spain, there are 60 million people. Do you know, and if you saw my video, I was talking about things you don't do in Spain. Food is the most important thing to a Spanish person. And I want you to imagine 60 million Spanish people hungry. That is just going to be a disaster. You don't want to be here. You do not want to be around 60 million hungry and angry Spanish people. They will rip everything to shreds. So I just don't think that it would work in their favour to do that to us, or to allow that to happen. And I just don't think that people would allow it to happen. More and more now, I know it happens in the UK, here in Spain, more and more providers are selling directly to the customer and missing out the supermarkets. And it's absolutely fantastic. We are going to start having a deal with farmers who just produce stuff, and it's seasonal, but it comes directly to us. It's probably a little bit cheaper than the supermarkets, but hey, it stops the supermarkets from getting God knows how, because they pay the farmers nothing. I mean, they pay them a horrible, horrible amount for their food, and then they jack it up to more than what it's worth. So that's what we're going to focus on as well, is getting a relationship so that we have a supply coming direct from the providers and not from the horrible supermarkets. I don't like the supermarkets, and I like them. I never liked them, and now I like them even less. I used to love Aldi, and even Aldi's going down in my estimation. The prices that they are charging for things, when clearly they're not worth that, is incredible. And so that's it. That's all that I've done to take care. I've had a few scares. My wife, because here in Spain, you've got to go and fill up the tanks in the car because there's going to be a hold on all of the fuel and blah, blah, blah. And I've been and I've filled up canisters of fuel and they've sat there evaporating, and nothing has ever come of that. And so I'm not knee-jerk reactive now. I just want to make sure that, I've got some things in place just in case. But I think the most important way to get yourself prepared is just not to worry about it. Is not to, do what you have to do. It's like, what I've learned is this. When you take action, when you actually say, hey, right, this is possibly going to happen. What have I got to do to make sure that I am okay? And you do it and you leave it, and then you're at peace. It's when you don't do it, it niggles at you. And for that reason, I did what I did. It isn't because I truly believed that it was going to happen, but I would just rather keep the space in my head clear of, I wonder whether, what would we do? What would we do? Yeah. So I'm not going to invest in whiskey. I'm not going to invest in fine art. I was thinking about that, and fine art. I don't think so. In the new world, things like paying, there's a museum that has a piece of art, which is a black, big canvas with a white line down the middle. And it's worth 43 million, right? I wouldn't buy that. I haven't got 43 million to buy it, but I wouldn't buy that because I have a feeling that when we move into the next phase and people become normal again and rational, they would say, pay 43 million for that. It's a black square with a white line down the middle. No, thank you. And so I don't think that things that have value now will have value in the future. One thing that people are doing, they're buying branded clothing or branded like a, I don't know, like a handbag or whatever, branded. And then don't even take it out of the bag. And then they keep it and then they sell it later on because it goes up in price. I don't think that would be a good idea either, because I think branded is only branded and worth lots of money in this 3D existence. I don't think that people are going to be, dying over branded stuff and going, oh my God, look, you've got some branded jeans. I don't think people will be, the more they'll be looking at people's hearts, not looking at their arse to see if they can see the brand. So I don't know. I don't know what the best thing other than precious metals. Maybe property, maybe land. We were thinking about buying a piece of land. Perhaps that might be a good idea. But then again, when we're in the new phase, whose land does that belong to? Everybody's. I don't think it's... what man did was divide up the world and sell it off. And I don't really think that's the way forward. We'll see. Anyway, if you've got any good ideas on what to invest, please put them in the comments. If you think, hey, this would be a good thing to invest in, put it in the comments and your reason why. Okay? That's all I've got to say on that matter. Thank you for the question and I love you all. I'll speak to you all later. Bye-bye.